Hi, Scott Ruthven again. A quick video on how I clean my brushes. I'll just keep this simple. You know, everybody has an opinion on keep cleaning their brushes. Some people don't clean them at all. But basically, I don't usually have a lot of time to baby my brushes, but I do want to keep them in good shape because they're not cheap. So this is actually a clean brush, sorry. Actually, there we go. So the first thing I do after I'm done painting is to wipe the brush off and you know, get as much of the paint out of the brush as possible. And trying to do this one-handed, but basically get most of the paint out of the brush onto a cloth, a paper towel, whatever, first. Then I've got odorless mineral spirits. This is Gamsol, and there's a little brush washer or scrubber screen in the bottom of my Terps container, and I'll get most of that off and just dry that as well. And sometimes you think, well, that looks pretty clean, that's good enough. It's not. There's still a lot of paint, especially if you painted a lot with the brush. Paint's going to work its way all the way into the ferrule, and you got to get that stuff out. If it hardens, it ruins the brush, or it's a nightmare to try and get out. But the magic product here, which I heard about from Kwang Ho, is this Terpenoid Natural. It's not a turpentine, it's not odorless mineral spirits, it's actually a brush cleaner. And I just put a little in this container, and I like to put my brush in there, flare out the bristles a little bit, but I try to just keep that supply of it clean. I will actually, I don't have my other hand free right now, but what I'll do is I'll grab the tip of the bristles with my one hand and hold the handle of the brush in the other, and I'll just work the Terpenoid Natural into the bristles for a little bit, and you'll see basically it starts to foam up a little bit and the color that's in the brush starts to work itself out. Then come back with your clean cloth and wipe the brush off. Now you can see here there's actually another color that was in this brush. I just put blue on it, but you can see a little brown coming out as well. But you want to, you know, kind of work the Terpenoid Natural out of the bristles. Easier to do with two hands than the way I'm doing it right now, but it works. And sometimes, you know, if you've loaded that brush up with a lot of paint, you got to do this 2 or 3 times. No big deal. You know, just reload it. Use your other hand to work it into the bristles, which is kind of optional, but I feel that's really the way to work the cleaner down into the base of the bristles at the ferrule. And then, you know, remove most of it onto your paper towel. Now, the Terpenoid Natural is fine to leave on the brush at this point. I don't leave it soaking wet, but I will wipe it out and then put my brushes away for the night. You know, either setting them to the side, or if I'm done for a while, you know, I'll put them back in a brush container. But before you go to paint the next time, always start the next painting session by rinsing the Terpenoid Natural out of the brushes. You might notice that the bristles get a little gummy. I'm not really sure what that is, other than I suspect it's just the Terpenoid Natural kind of setting up and thickening a bit. But a little swish in odorless mineral spirits before you start painting, you know, gets rid of all of that. And the bristles stay nice and flexible, and the Terpenoid Natural, you know, I think kind of conditions the bristles as well. I've had really good luck with this, better than any other system. It's quick and it's easy. I'm much more likely to do that at the end of a long day of painting than rinsing them in, you know, rinsing the brush in mineral spirits and then cleaning them with soap in the sink and then putting some oil back on them and storing them. That's all good and well too, but this is a real practical, quick way to get a good result. And I have brushes that last. I never throw a brush away because it got dirty and destroyed that way. It's usually because I've just worn it down from painting and scrubbing. So anyway, hope that helps you. Thanks.